This video will be episode 6 of my Black Lion campaign, and I wanted to do something a little different this time. You'll see I'm up against an army of 850 nearly, and I wanted to see what would happen if I just gave the F1, F3 charge command from the very beginning of the battle, and see how that plays out for my warband. Sorry I haven't been making videos for since like Wednesday. My computer's been acting up. It's been dropping frames unreasonably, and it's been a real issue. So we're just gonna give the F1, F3. So it had been dropping frames, and then yesterday, the I turned on my computer and typed in my password, and then I just got a black screen. And so I decided that, well, I feared that my computer was just dead, and that was going to be the end of it. But I remembered that dust is a thing, and that my house is quite dusty. And so I went and I bought a $10 can of air, and blew my laptop out, and that revived it. It's actually running better than it had before, so pretty excited about that. And so now here I am back making videos again. There's two reasons why I want to do this experiment of F1, F3 with my warband. The first is to see, how they actually handle the combat, and the second is I fully expect that they're going to many of them go down in the fight, and I want that because I have an idea. I wanted to show you guys how to get the level 25 medicine perk on all of your clan members. I have it on all but one of my clan members, so it's now or never that I show you guys. Now or next campaign, rather. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that when we get on the other side of this battle, if we're successful. I've been playing really poorly and taking half of my damage, very unnecessarily, but that's where we're at. I'm surprised. I fully expected more of my companions to be suffering at this point. The command that I give is well, my companion, or my warband makeup, I have them all in the same unit from the start, and generally speaking, oh my goodness, this is really not working out well for me. What the cavalry are doing is they're circling the enemy and shooting, but they've circled the enemy in such an arc that it's taken them across that bridge over there, and they are effectively separated from my foot troops. I'm still not going to fix them. I'm not going to correct the situation. I'm just going to keep killing as I might and see how it pans out. It may be that they'll eventually run out of arrows and then come and be of more use to my foot troops. But maybe that's actually pretty optimal, the situation where I've got there, because it's a bit of a flanking position for them, and usually what will happen is once I give the charge command, they'll circle the enemy and flank them, but eventually they end up right behind my foot troops again. Oh man, Jelana went down. She's not dead, she's just injured. She's one of my older, more favorite wives. I say one of my wives. She's not my wife. I don't have a wife in this campaign yet at all. I'm waiting until I reach level 62. I have like soft tested the idea that if I, even though my clan is full, I've got 85 clan members, and there is a limit on how many clan members you can have in your campaign. I've soft tested that if I, the main character, get married, no matter how full my clan is, that wife will get pregnant at least once. So I want that pregnancy to be when I'm level 62, so that I can save scum that pregnancy, and my child will be a male, and that male will also be level 62, because I, as father, am level 62, and that's how I'll continue my campaign, not having lost all the effort that I've put into this character. And it's actually kind of even cooler that they do it that way, because you can't actually be a master of everything. You can be a master of most things, but not everything. And I've opted to be poor at, like, completely suck at your social skills. I don't put any attribute points into that. I just have the one that you start out with. And so that's my least, the least of my skills. And the second least of my skills, at level 60, I'll be able to have 5 attribute points in control, which is your ranged attack skills. But currently I'm just at 4 attribute points, and still got a long way to go there. So we managed, even with F1, F3, right from the beginning. We have 1 dead troop and 2 wounded units. I'm pretty sure that was a dead troop. It's not one of my clan members. Fairly certain. But so I gotta release all these guys. It's counterintuitive for me to, and I've said this all before, but I'll say it again. It's counterintuitive for me to take prisoners. I want more armies coming my way, and if I take prisoners, then I get less armies coming my way. And then also, I want the charm EXP to help my overall level. I didn't get anything. Neat. So, the character that I'm going to be leveling the medicine skill for up to 25 is Alkila. And you'll see I always level I get 4 focus points in their bow skill first, and then I get enough athletic skill to where they've got 200, so that they can get their extra attribute points from athletics before I will put anything into medicine. And the perk that you want is this preventative medicine. Gives you 5 health points, which in of itself is pretty great. But then also after every battle, you get 30% of your lost hit points back. And that is the most important perk for all of your companions to have. But I wait I wait until this point where I've got my bow skills focus points and my athletic skill focus points, because if you get this too soon, then they're just trash at making any levels to get the other focus points. So these are the focus points you need in order to make levels, and once you have that, then you can put it into there. That's the way I've been operating anyway. So we're going to put the focus point in there. You can see she's already got 16 medicine. But what a lot of people will do is they will start a warband, like a clan warband, and then make that character, the character they want to get the medicine skill. They'll make that character the party leader. You'll see a lot of my guys are beat up. A lot of them aren't, but a lot of them are. So they'll make the character they want to level the medicine skill party leader of a clan warband, and I think that's a terrible way to do it because you then are going to lose a lot of troops unnecessarily, and um, you that clan member is likely going to end up captured because they're not cut out to be a party leader. So I don't find that to be a very good method. Another way of doing it is a lot of people will go into their clan tab and go into the party menu here and change the role of the surgeon and make the person that you'll see everybody else has at least 25. She's the only one. Um, they'll change the person to be a surgeon, and then you know carry on doing what they normally do. And I find that to be a terrible means of doing it because again you're going to end up with a lot of dead troops that didn't need to die. So you just you get your troops injured. You stay the surgeon, or if you play to where you have one of your clan members be the surgeon, you keep your good surgeon until your guys are beat up, till after the battles, and then if you just wait in the town for a little bit, you see she's making levels real quick. I mean, we haven't even finished out the day of waiting in the town, and she's done. So yeah, that's how I level my or have leveled up my clan member's medicine skill. And that would go even quicker if I had like a bunch of troops in my warband. But yeah, it was only 88 troops. So yeah, that's how that's done in my book. And we've got this village under attack, which is really unfortunate. It's one of my villages that I use um, to sell my stuff in. I sell all of my equipment in this village and Dern, and then all that stuff gets sold into the town. There's still plenty of stuff here, even though they got sacked. They didn't finish the sacking of the place though, so that's nice. But we'll go ahead and throw what what we didn't use in there. So that way we'll have more income. You can see Athkafal is 22,000, Dern's 23,000 a day between the two of them, and that's why I have 47 million gold. Yeah, like I say, I've never cheated in this campaign. I have like looked into like how the cheat codes work and what's offered there, and so I know that I could prove if it came down to it. Ooh, and see what I just did. I left her, and that's something you don't want to do. I left her as the surgeon. Um, I don't. You don't want to do that because you don't want to end up having that character be your surgeon for the next fight. These guys were just basically waiting their turn to siege Pencanic, which suits me fine. I'll just wait for him here because, but I'm not gonna wait in the town because that will turn them away. They'll be like, oh, this town's gonna be too hard to siege now. So I'll wait on the doorstep, and they won't be able to siege the town without going through me first, and that's just what we want because I prefer to have my battles without the obligatory 4 troops in order to assault the siege camp, but I also like to have my battles right right next to my town, because once we get done with this battle, after I've taken all of the prisoners, I'll be able to click on the town immediately, be able to jump into the town and turn in all of those prisoners to the ransom broker at the end. Which is just great, because as I've said before and will say again, I need that EXP.
Forward!
This is pretty close to a night battle, but I think it's still good enough that it won't be awful to watch. Hopefully my troops have healed up enough since my purposefully injuring them so that we could level my youngest wives using the skill. There's a lot of cavalry. It's not the right kind of cavalry, but it's a lot of cavalry. I've heard of mods that will allow you to, well, not allow you, but it makes it so the enemy has stronger troops. I don't know how it manages that. Maybe it makes the troops stronger in the villages when recruiting, or maybe it makes the troops gain more level per day for the enemy nobles. I don't know how that works, but it's really tempting. I don't play with mods, but it's really tempting to get that one, because I want to be fighting higher level troops, but they're never higher level. And I'm frankly kind of afraid to give them peace in order to give them the opportunity to get higher level troops, because part of the reason why the troops that the kingdoms that are still alive is because they're all at war with me, and they're not at war with each other, and I'm not trying to destroy their kingdoms, so that's why they're still intact. Otherwise they would have killed each other a long time ago. So I don't want to give them peace for that purpose, but also because, you know, while I do want to be facing higher level troops because it's better for EXP, it's also like the only way I'm going to get the pieces of gear that I want. I feel like I probably get more EXP being at war with everyone, because I get more armies. You'll see I just had 2 encounters practically in the same day with enemy armies, and that's what I want. And I know the Vlandians have an army that they've put together too. I was worried about that Manavlian troop there. They do a lot of damage. They've got plenty of reach to hit you while on horseback, so keep an eye out for them, otherwise they'll teach you to. So yeah, once I've got 3 items that I still need. I need the perfect version, the legendary version of the chest armor that I'm using right now, and I need the legendary version of the shield that I'm using right now, and then I need a much better helmet in legendary. And the helmet will probably be the last thing I pursue, but I want the shield maybe more than the others, because that'll open me up to a different kind of gameplay. Right now I've just been playing defensively, and I've been doing it for so long that it's less interesting. When you're playing with the goals in mind to make level 62, it's easy for things to start to feel grindy and unfun. Part of what I did in order to mitigate that is start making YouTube videos, and that helped a ton. And it was really hard to stay motivated while for the last 4 days while I couldn't make videos, because it kind of challenges me to play my best, believe it or not. And also keeps me looking for like a cool opportunity to make a video, some situation that would be interesting, you know. Man, they're fleeing already. Bunch of sissies. Can't believe that. Here they've had so many troops die and haven't killed, or I don't think even reached my troops yet. How could they possibly be done? Ooh, I need to be over where the troops that just spawned are, because they're going to be much closer to running off the map, and I want to have the opportunity to kill them before they do. These are the troops that are going to waste. I'm going to get rid of these javelins, and I'm going to pull out my axe, and I'm going to get off my horse if I can hit the right keys. And that did not work out. Shoot. I accidentally hit like Z instead of A when I meant to turn in order to be facing those guys. I was gonna get off my horse and whack them with my axe, but that didn't work out because I didn't make that turn at all. Because it turns out Z doesn't do much for you, especially directionally. And that should be it. Annoying. 320 of them got away. Bother. But they'll still show up as troops that I can turn in to the ransom broker. So that's some EXP anyway. Missed out on a whole lot of EXP. Like I get the XP for taking them down. Look at that! I just broke 100,000 influence this episode, I think. I have so much influence because I do these battles by myself, and I get between 100 and I think 400 was maybe the most I ever got from one battle influence, and I'm doing it all the time, and I don't have anything to use my influence on because this is a one clan kingdom. I need to write out like the circumstances of my campaign and the rules that I've set for myself, so that I don't feel the need to repeat them from time to time, because I'm sure it's unfun to listen to, and it's feels silly to do. Okay. Oops. Oh yeah. Okay. That's the right amount of horses. If you haven't noticed for yourself, the way horses work is that you can have a workhorse, which is a sumpter, or I think there is even a workhorse. You'll know a workhorse when you see it because it won't require any riding skill to use. Like even this step horse requires 15. You can ride a sumpter horse with no skill, and so there are several different kinds of those horses, but you can have one for each of your. Did I get all the food I was meant to get? Doesn't look like it. You can have one for each troop in your warband, and then as far as other horses go. Oh no, I didn't get all the food I need. As far as your other horses go, you need one for every troop that isn't on horseback. Like every foot troop that you have in your warband, you need you need a regular horse for them to quote unquote ride. It'll increase your warband's movement speed by a lot. You'll see, even though I'm at 85 capacity in my warband, I'm running around at 7.1 right now, and that's having been laden with like I'm half full with my inventory. And you get 100 carry weight capacity per sumpter horse in your warband, and so that's why I'm able to carry like over 10,000 carry weight. I'm gonna see how much health I have. Yeah, I've got plenty of health. Let's see if I can't deal with these guys on my own. I know that there is a Vlandian army in the offing, but we could do, hopefully, one versus warband encounter in this video. I'd been learning the last couple of days some things about how to deal with these large groups of infantry, and I'm excited to have the opportunity to tell you about it. It's so cool making recordings of your own gameplay, because you get to notice these things, whereas I don't know, like I watch Bannerlord's YouTubers, and I still don't, for the most part, learn as much as I do watching myself. I don't know, maybe that sounds arrogant. It's not the way I mean it. I guess the reason for that is more that I have my own playstyle. You don't see a lot of YouTubers that use a polearm in a lance capacity. And by lance capacity, I mean sword and shield, and I mean not sword and shield, but polearm and shield from horseback. You don't see that a lot, and even less do you see people actually using the couch lance function of a polearm, because it's not terribly effective. For everything, it has its place, and I found it, and I'm excited to share it with you. Take that. Come on. Alright. You can chamber block your enemy's lances. I didn't know that for a very long time, but it is a thing. Just switch to your 1 minute. Okay, that works too. Alright, so it looks to me like these infantry have taken up a defensive position, and that it looks like there's a ton of archers, which is still very difficult to deal with, and I don't have a fantastic, and they're set up next to the, okay, we're just gonna cheat them out away from this, because this is garbage. And by cheat them out, I just mean manipulate the game's AI in order to make them interested in moving their position. Otherwise, they'll just sit there forever. But if you get off your horse, if you run away from them, get off your horse, usually they'll be like, oh, he's not cavalry anymore. We can get him. And then they'll come after you. There, they started coming. Yeah, I didn't fancy fighting them up on that hill. I didn't like fighting them right next to the edge of the map, even less. So we're going to pull them out away from that, and hopefully be able to deal with those archers a little bit more effectively. There's so many of them, it seems. There's one. Oops. I didn't aim far enough. When you're aiming over to the left with your lance, you've got to aim like super far in order to actually end up hitting anything, it seems to me. Yeah. So you do need the circling movement to deal with the archers, I find. Like, these guys want to be defensive. They want to spread out and face me. And then just, like, fill me full of arrows. But I don't want them... I love for them to do that. I'm glad that they're doing it, but with so many archers, I'm not interested. So I'm going to try and see if we can't kill some of these archers before I let them do that. But I still, like I say, I'm not really found a great way to take them out without losing health at all. I'm able to do it. You've seen me do it, but I'm still looking for tips and tricks and how to do it better. And because it's fun to share those with you guys. It's kind of cool. I love about this game that the game doesn't actually spell a whole lot out for you, and ordinarily that could be very annoying, especially back in the day before there was YouTube to turn to with your problems and have the opportunity to have other people share their findings with you, But I have enjoyed it in these kinds of games lately because even if you watch videos, which I do, I watch tons of videos. Even if you do that, you'll end up, if you are dedicated to trying to optimize your gameplay because you found a game that you really enjoy, you'll end up finding out things that other people haven't found out, and you will want to share that. And it's so cool that anybody can do that. Anybody can share. It doesn't take a monster of a machine to make a YouTube video. So I backed up a little bit to see what we were dealing with as far as archers go. I'm not real happy with what I found. I'm going to see about taking out some of these spearmen around the edges so that I can dive into the center of the warband, or the unit here, in order to deal with the archers. I'm not comfortable charging in to deal with the archers, like targeting them specifically yet with all of those spears. But it's hard to deal with the spears while the archers are still active at the same time. So, but this is what I found. If you let them spread out, and if you approach you target a specific troop that is using a spear, they will try to attack you very foolishly. And you can pretty well get a pick on them reliably, and it's pretty safe. So rather than just circling the warband as fast as you can and praying that you hit the guy you want, excuse me, I'm sorry, you can do this, where you let them, if they're willing to be defensive, which they're not always, but if they are, then you can just let them be defensive and get the pick on their spearmen. And once the spearmen are dealt with, maybe this is how you do it. Maybe you just you avoid the archers with fancy footwork with your horse, and then you pick the spearmen off one by one. And then once the spearmen are picked off, the archers have any more ammunition, you can get picks on them. And probably, like I just did there, you can get some picks on the archers during the course of taking out the spearmen. So, yeah, I think this is pretty neat. And maybe it makes for a less interesting watch for the viewers, but I think it's safer, all in all. And that's always a cool thing to know, is how to be safe when trying to combat a bunch of enemies all at once. And it's once you've got your riding skill up to 330, you can do a ton of damage just running through the midst of your enemies. And if they don't have very many spears, you can feel pretty comfortable doing that. I haven't really taken a tally yet, but it looks like there's maybe like 1 or 2 spears left. Maybe not even that. So once we get these archers dealt with. Are they? They're done. Yay. Okay, so now we're gonna deal with that enemy lord, because he's been content to watch it up until now, like an absolute schmuck. But I don't want him getting in the way for the next stage of how to deal with these infantry that are sword and shield and or just one-handed melee infantry or two-handed melee infantry. Like I have done the whole circle them and whack them with your weapon two-handed, and that works, but I don't know, it feels pretty grindy. And I like the way this works better. So this is what I use my lance for, is when you've whittled the enemy warband down to just infantry troops that don't have a lance. And you can kill them multiples at a time, and it does a bunch of damage to them, and they break real quick. Once they've sustained some damage and their numbers are low, they lose heart real fast. And then you can just chase them down and make coward kebabs, like I like to call them. Oops. Oh, that's a thing you could do too. I didn't this battle, but you can absolutely use your javelins once they're out of ranged troops, the archers. You can pull out your javelins and they'll just stand there and look at you while you take them out one by one. It's hard to get around the shields of the troops that have shields, but it's not impossible. Certainly not impossible once you've got the 250 perk, which I am just drooling over at this point. And you're using a javelin, of course. Yeah, I can't wait. I got 3 more levels, and I'll be able to get my throwing skill up to 250, and I'll be able to throw through shields. That'll be awesome. So I have thought that maybe I should shorten my episodes to be more digestible. I know it's a big ask for anybody to watch a 45-minute episode. So I think I'm going to end it right here. I'm going to try and see if I can't whittle them down shorter and shorter and still be like fun to watch. But this has been episode 6 of the Black Lion campaign, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.